Yo, this is James from the 104th Voice Squad, and this is part 5 of Seduce Me, where I have been captured by the evil Malix. And, you know, looking back on it, I don't think I could have avoided this situation. So I guess he's using me as bait or something? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. We're about to find out. And if you haven't figured it out yet, I play this character in this game, which is pretty sweet. Look at his character design. Yeah. Too bad he's pure evil, right? But let's see what happens now. Like what's going to become of poor Mika Anderson. Oh, frick. Malix walked over and set the barrel of his gun against the skin between my eyes.
It'll be so funny when they find your dead body instead.
Oh, hell. No way this was happening. No way I was going to let myself be a victim of this. Please, tell me I'm not going to die. I'm actually really nervous, because I'm pretty sure that's a possibility. I gotta remember, what was in that book?
What are you whimpering? Are you praying that the boys will come and save you?
Yes. Oh, please. I kept grumbling, trying to remember and shut my eyes. Studying for a brief second wasn't enough to keep a spell in my mind, but I had to try something, anything! Oh, what? All of a sudden, the air grew still and quiet and silent. I opened my eyes and looked around and gasped at the sight. Everything was frozen in time, as if the clocks had stopped and everything had followed suit. What the? Huh. At first, I instantly wanted to move, but my feet were glued to the ground. I guess I couldn't change time and escape from where I was, but I was still lost. What was I supposed to do? What is that? A soft wisp of wind made me turn to a floating light purple orb. That better be help. I stared as it glowed, giving off a warm feeling. Well, yeah, it looks like it. For some reason, this thing made me feel happy and content, despite the situation I was in. My heart felt like crying, yet I didn't know why. If I was crying in this situation, I would know exactly why. Because I'm about to die. He couldn't have been... Grandfather? Really? What's up, Colonel Sanders? Here to save the day, are we? As I muttered, the orb slowly grew and faded into a spirit of my grandfather from when I last saw him. I stared up at him, completely shocked that I was correct and that his form was standing in front of me.
I guess it was a good idea to bring the incubi here after all.
Oh, really? That was your plan? What? It was really you? What do you mean? My grandfather smiled before patting my head gently. I couldn't feel it, but I knew he tried, so I closed my eyes in acknowledgement before looking at him again.
Sweetie, I'm sorry for not telling you, but I didn't know if you were ready to know.
That you're a wizard? That you handled demon magic?
Yes.
Why? What is there to gain from learning and using demon magic?
It wasn't a matter of gaining anything except knowledge. Through magic, I was able to learn more about the demon world and its wonders. I even met your incubi friends.
You met the boys?
Yes. It was I who helped them come here. But it seems it was at the cost of my life.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Well, what is that called? Equivalent exchange? Is that what happened here? Shit, I was the Full Metal Alchemist. What? Why? Why sacrifice yourself like that? None of this made sense. None of this made sense. He died to bring the incubi into the human world? Why? Why? My mind was practically screaming in anger. I needed answers. With time being frozen, we had all the time in the world. Why would you die for something like that? Why leave us alone? Why leave me alone?
I wasn't intending to, my dear. But now that I'm gone, you have a chance to find yourself without anything hindering you.
Really? What?
Your father had always been so hard on you. I'm to blame for that. He learned of my studies before he married your mother and pushed me away, promising to never follow in my footsteps.
Yeah, well...
As he was my son, I still loved and cared for him. I helped him in little ways, from paying bills and making sure he had food to come home with by adding money to his accounts. You don't know how hard your father worked to get to where he is now.
I stared, trying to take it all in. It was true that my dad worked really hard, but I didn't know how rough he had it.
When you were born, I couldn't have been any happier. I tried to give you as many toys as I could, but many of them were tossed away by your father to protect you from me.
Why, did you put, like, evil seals on it or something? Like, what? Did you transmute them? Man, I see where the feud is coming from. I still don't like the character's dad. I guess that makes it a little bit better that, you know, I can see why he's trying to make me a CEO. He doesn't want me to struggle. Isn't that always the case with family? With parents, they always, I don't want you to struggle like I did. He didn't have to force me to become CEO to do that, though. But we'll keep on reading.
I thought I would never be able to see you, but when I found you on the street, I was blessed enough to be given a chance. After I brought you back to your parents, I asked your mother to convince your father to let you visit me often, and he finally agreed.
Why does Dad hate you so much? Why put that on me?
Your father saw me as a monster. He was afraid I would hurt you. He wanted to protect you from me at all costs, even if it meant becoming a monster to you himself.
You mean a dick? Which made zero sense. Half the crap had nothing to do with you. At least it felt like it.
You did not know my father. You did not know what he was capable of.
Well, I do now.
He truly does love and care for you, but he doesn't want you to be as curious as I was.
Curious?
I chose to learn about magic. I grew curious about it. He thought that was wrong, so when I didn't give it up, he shut me out of his life.
What a stubborn old man.
So I did the only thing I could do. I gave everything I owned to you, including my hidden books your father never knew of.
You know, technically, I should be really mad at him. If he didn't learn demon magic, none of this BS would have happened. Seriously, it's kind of all his fault, isn't it? Don't get me wrong, he's probably the nicest grandpa in the universe, right? But man, his curiosity literally killed him. And it's about to kill me unless I make the right decisions, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, my head began to spin. There was too much information. It was all going so fast despite time not moving a single inch.
I'm just so happy that my curiosity stayed with you.
Are you? Well, I'm not feeling that right now. So my grandfather met the incubi. That seemed so surreal. I could hardly believe it, yet here was the spirit of my grandfather telling me. It was almost like a dream. So, you introduced them to the human world.
That's right. I told them about the wonders of our world, and they all wanted to come to experience it. So I helped them come over and gave them everything they needed. They traveled everywhere, and I helped them as they learned more about humans.
Aren't you the nicest tour guide?
Then, I suddenly stopped breathing.
What?
I don't know why, but I believe it was because my time was up. After I died, the boys tried to come back. However, Malix attacked them instantly when they crossed his path. I used the last bit of my strength to guide them to the estate so they had a place to stay to heal.
So that's why they were in the house. But they said they didn't know about the house belonging to anyone.
I never told them it belonged to anyone. I merely told them to head to the estate for shelter until they could learn to live on their own.
If the estate was meant for them, why give it to me?
I never knew your father would move you in so quickly. Even still, you managed to learn of them and learn of the demon world. You even were curious enough to study the magic.
Oh yeah. Why not teach me when I visited?
You were too young to understand. I was hoping that you would make the choice to learn on your own when you were ready to handle it. And you did. I'm so proud of you.
I don't know if I should be grateful or upset right now. I really, really feel like... Just move on. What are you saying? I've barely begun reading it. I don't remember anything.
I will help you remember.
Oh, isn't that nice? Cheat sheets. Then my grandfather gently bent down and kissed my forehead. All at once, my mind began to fill with spells and history of arcane magic, the demon world, and everything my grandfather had known. Dude, I'm just downloading everything. This is cool. I looked up at my grandfather again, now able to remember everything and more as he smiled down on me.
Never forget. Make your own choices and do what you need to do. Don't let someone determine your life for you. If you decide to never look at magic again, I'll understand. But now at least you know it's there.
My grandfather then patted my head before turning and walking away. I tried to follow after, but still unsure and lost as ever, but my feet remained stuck to the floor. Wait! Please! He didn't turn back and he didn't stop walking. Soon he vanished past the wall, leaving me alone once again. I gritted my teeth, trying not to cry. My mind was filled with both power to defend myself, but a large confusion I could never hope to shake off. I could feel the air around me start to move again, so I tightened my hands into fists, trying to push away my concerns. I had to remember, I was Malix's captive. I had to escape. After I escaped, I could figure out my life. Sup, punk? Soon the world around me returned to normal with Malix mocking me. I closed my eyes and began to mutter a spell from my memory. Latin, right? Cannot read that. Spiritus Lumine da Fortid... whatever. Magic words, okay? Abracadabra.
What the? Latin? What are you?
Discedo. Or Discedo, whatever. Abracadabra again! Woo! All of a sudden, a wave of light burst from my body. Wait a minute. Washing over the room and pushing the devils away from me to the ground. Did I do burst? Like in Guilty Gear. Okay. As the light quickly faded, I shook my head, feeling a small weakness in my legs. Malix quickly hopped up and growled at me, obviously surprised, but irritated beyond belief.
Where did you learn that? I will rip that tongue right out your mouth!
Spiritus Tenebrarum Abracadabra again!
Come here!
No! Malix charged at me, dropping the gun that would never hurt me to the floor and reaching for my face. However, I quickly crouched down and covered my head with my arms, while a dark magic circle appeared under my feet. Above me, a dark shield appeared, blocking Malix from touching me.
How? You're just a human!
Yay! A human who knows how to fight back. Yeah, man. I pushed against the shield, forcing Malix back before standing. I wasn't some damsel in distress. Well, not anymore. I could fight for myself. I shook out from the sudden appearance of numbness in my hand as I glared at Malix, challenging him to once again come at me.
Malix!
Uh-oh. Your squeeze is mad.
No! Stay out of it! I'll kill this bitch with my own two hands, one way or another!
Uh-oh. So sure of yourself, man. As commanded, Aerys stood away from us along with the other devils. The group watching us was lost and intrigued as I stood up against their leader.
Oh, you must think you're some tough shit since you have something to get back.
What?
Well, guess what, princess? Demon magic consumes energy. I can do this all day. Why don't you use all your energy? Your ass is grass.
I could barely hear that. I could barely hear most of that. So yeah, this is bad. So I guess my shield has a time limit. I glared, knowing what he said was true. I couldn't hold out forever, but I definitely had the energy to last a while until someone found me or until I could overpower Malix somehow. Malix charged at me once again, causing me to run backwards to keep some sort of distance. I could feel energy wanting to shoot out of my hands, so I pointed my palms at Malix. Light purple spikes suddenly began shooting from my hands, forcing Malix to skid back. I had terrible aim. Well, yeah, I'm a beginner. Only able to scratch the edges of his body with one or two, actually stabbing into his shoulder and leg. Hey, I got him! Malix growled, pulling them out and throwing them to the ground.
Quit playing around, Malix!
patient, man. I lowered my hands, feeling the numbness run up through my veins to consume both of my arms. I began to pant, desperate for some relief before continuing. Malik smirked at the sight. Oh, for the love of God, please someone find me, I prayed. I hoped that I wouldn't have to keep fighting. I was becoming desperate. What made everyone in that warehouse drop our fighting faces was the screeching of police sirens coming close to our location. Malik smirked even wider.
It's time to have fun, boys! Make sure you kill them all.
Oh, wait. This is becoming a full-scale, conflict. Uh-oh. The devils all seemed to get excited and started to walk past us to meet with the cops, but a loud finger snap stopped them and made them turn around. Malix and I looked to see Aerys with her hand in the air, post-snap. Aw, snap.
Aerys, what are you doing?
Enough, Malix. We've wasted enough time in this stupid town. I'm getting out of here and I'm taking the rest with me.
Looks like... Well, I guess you're the leader, if that's the case. If you can do that, then you're the leader and not him. Like, I don't understand that. I didn't know whether to laugh or not. I bit my tongue as Malix got angry again.
Like hell you are! Boys, do as I say, or else!
None of the boys moved. Aerys snapped her fingers again, causing the boys to rush back past her and out another way from the warehouse.
Malix, it's over. You can't even beat a human girl. You're losing your powers. Lower devils only follow higher-ups that actually have power.
How is he losing his powers? I need someone to explain that to me. How is he losing his powers? Okay, let's think about it real quick. He was in the house. He couldn't do anything. But he's not in the house anymore. So why is he losing powers? He's losing powers because I hit him? Just my presence with the powers I'm using? Is that doing something to him? Maybe it's that combined with whatever seal or magic that grandfather has surrounding me. Maybe that's what it is. Either way, I'm lucky. I thought I might have did something wrong and was about to die, so...
Shut your mouth!
Whoa! Malik summoned his gun to his hand and shot... Wow, that was a nice gunshot. It sounded like he was shooting spirits at her. Malik summoned his gun to his hand and shot multiple times at Aerys, who somehow managed to teleport away from the shooting line and reappear by us. She shook her head, letting out a sigh, before grabbing Malik by the neck and pulling him off me. Oh. Malik started to choke as Aerys stared coldly at him.
All this for a bunch of pretty boys. You must be stupid and desperate.
So, he's gotten so weakened somehow that she can beat him. Not to say that she's not weak or anything, but obviously he's lost power if he was the leader prior to this. You know? So, what's gonna happen now? Aerys looked at me, making me tense up. And I don't, for whatever reason, she has no interest in killing me, which is great, by the way, because I probably wasn't gonna beat him and her. Aerys looked at me, making me tense up.
Human, I suggest heading home to your pretty boys. You don't want to get involved in a supernatural investigation. It's a pain in the ass.
Has she experienced this before? I don't know. I'm just... Yes! Sure! No problem. I will go home. You don't have to worry about that. She then turned to Malix, glaring daggers into him as he glared back at her.
You really think women are weak? Let me fix that. Sweetie.
Oh boy, looks like he's sleeping on the couch tonight. And with that, Aerys vanished into the shadows, taking Malix with her. So he's gonna get his ass whooped. You know, thinking about it, this conflict is just Malix just being an idiot, right? What did the incubi really do? They just happened to cross paths with him? They probably were just minding their own business. And he saw it and he was like, I don't like you. I'm gonna kill you. And that was it. At least that's what I'm thinking. Anyways, I got caught up in it. It's all over now, it looks like. As I was left alone, the police siren stopped. I looked over to the open passage to see the incubi with a large police siren megaphone staring at me in surprise. So they went to Five Below or the dollar store, and that was their plan to save me. Great. It worked.
Where is he? I swear I'm gonna...
He's gone. Aerys took him and left. How do I know her name? I don't know. They won't be coming back. It was so surreal. I was helped by a devil, but I quickly shook off the feeling. I was alive, and that was all that mattered. I fought to stay alive, and there I was. Whew! Yeah, lucky me. The boys tried to question me, but James cleared his throat, catching the attention of his brothers and me.
Let's just get you home, miss. There's nothing more to see here.
Good. Altogether, we began to walk out of the warehouse and back home. Well, and back home, that's not... Anyway, there was no way in hell anyone was going to find out about this. It was over. Malex was gone, and the boys were finally safe. They didn't even have to fight. A wave of relief ran through my body at the thought of never having to deal with that group again. At the same time, a ping of realization hit the back of my mind. The boys were only going to stay until after Malex was defeated. That was our deal. As we approached home, I could feel something heavy weigh down my heart. It was late, but the boys led me inside and turned on the lights in the lobby.
Finally, we can relax.
It will be good to have some rest without devils breathing down our necks.
I'm just tired. Can I hit the hay early?
I think some sleep would be good for all of us.
Yeah. I looked to Damien, knowing he could read my mind, and frowned. I didn't want him to know my thoughts on the situation. Yeah, bed sounds good. I wanted to just end tonight. Too much had happened, and I felt dizzy just trying to figure it out. However, Damien spoke up, stopping all of us from moving.
Should we be gone in the morning?
No. The air became still with tension. The realization of the situation hit the boys like a wave, forcing them to turn to me in curiosity. They had remembered their deal, and were now awaiting me to decide their fate. However, I knew my answer. I couldn't keep them here. I knew I couldn't. They were demons, and I was a human. I needed to deal with my own life beyond anything else. If the boys stayed, my life would only become more complicated. I think that would be best. Ah, no! I have to play through this again! I did so many things wrong! I didn't even get to talk to any of them for any decent period of time. God damn it. James nodded in agreement, keeping a professional tone in his voice as he replied to me.
Then we will be gone before you wake, miss. Thank you for letting us stay here as long as we did.
I could feel the upset emotions of the incubi reverberate in the room, but I couldn't change my mind. I had too much going on in my life to let them stay, no matter how much I wanted them to.
It was a pleasure to have served you, beautiful lady.
It was hard watching each boy turn away from me for the last time. I stood there waiting for all of them to leave the lobby.
I guess this is goodbye. Yeah. Have a good one.
I stuck to my guns. I knew I was making the right choice.
Thank you for having us, miss. Maybe we'll see each other again.
I have a feeling not. Maybe, maybe not.
Goodbye.
As Damien left my sight, I finally let in the air that I was denying into my body inside. My life would return to normal. Well, as normal as it could be. However, I was smarter and wiser than before. I knew of things beyond humanity now. I had come to learn about the boys and about the existence of the supernatural. I wasn't blind to what was beyond human life. Well, that's pretty cool. Learning of this made me more open-minded. I nodded to myself before heading into my room, closing the door and mentally allowing the reality of the situation can't read. And mentally allowing the reality of the situation sink in. Tomorrow I had school. No devils to kidnap me, no incubi to wake up with, although I technically didn't do that, if you know what I mean. I went to bed that night accepting and not regretting anything. Well, guess this game is almost over. Or so I had hoped. Or not! What's going on? Oh, no.
You are an interesting creature.
Oh, my. Ah! Another one! I opened my eyes to see a... Is she straddling me? I opened my eyes to see a woman staring down at me with a very sly smirk on her face. Oh, man, you can listen to this music. Listen to this music, Something's about to happen. I opened my mouth to scream in fright, but a hand quickly covered my mouth.
No screaming now. Too early, silly girl.
I could only stare up at the woman above me. I still felt weak, not having the strength to move and fight her off. She was very beautiful, but I felt more anger than amazement.
Why do the boys like you? You're unique, yes, but that can't be all that you have going for you.
Girl, you better get off of me. Rage began to consume my core again. This woman, whoever she was making me mad. She must have known. She must have known as she let another smirk grow on her face.
Ooh, you're feisty. That could be why.
Before I could bite her hand in anger, she removed her hand from my lips, standing up and staring down at me from her place next to my bed. I quickly sat up and glared daggers at the intruder. Who the hell are you, and why are you in my room? Who are you? She is nice. You know, no, let me read some more and I'll tell you guys who I'm thinking she reminds me of. The woman began to laugh, making the rage inside me increase. I wanted to punch her, but I waited for her answer.
How silly of me. I forgot that we demons are not well known of in your world. You can call me Diana, little human.
I doubt that's your real name. Diana? Demon? Oh, hell. You're a demon?
I am. But I'm much more than just an average demon.
This is also bad. Or good. If you know what I mean. Hey. What do you mean?
Silly girl. I'm a succubus.
Oh, yeah. I mean, oh no. Alright. I'm gonna say it right now. She reminds me of Lust from Fullmetal Alchemist, which is a great thing. If you know what I'm saying. What should I do now? Where is this going to go? I am probably more excited than I should be. Because I'm probably in trouble. I stared at Diana in shock. A succubus? First incubi, now a succubus. Great! I have now met both genders of sex demons. Diana crossed her arms under her bosom. Very ample bosoms, if you... and looked at my body.
Well, you are pretty, but you seem very reckless. Too reckless.
Yeah, you know, I've been known to be caught into a situation like this every once in a while, you know. It's just my thing, it's what I do. I moved out and stood from the bed, still glaring at Diana. Why are you here?
Well, I came here to clean up what the boys clearly forgot to clean.
You mean...
Men, so sloppy.
What, left the kitchen dirty, or... I don't think that's what she meant. She's referring to me. What do you mean by that?
I mean erasing your memories, sweetie.
Ah, hell. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Get away, get away, get away, get away, get away! Nope, I'm keeping them. Bye, sorry. This woman wasn't serious, was she? She comes into my room and spouts this? This was ridiculous. I began to walk towards my door, wanting to leave the room. The boys could get rid of her. I had no mind about dealing with her myself.
The boys are gone, sweetie.
I froze in place. What? They were gone already? No way! I turned to Diana, glaring hard at her as she kept a smirk to me. You're lying.
Am I? If you want to go see for yourself, you can. But I promise you'll be wasting your time.
So confident. I could just run away, you know. I stared, trying to find any hint if she was lying. She had to be. The boys wouldn't just up and leave without resting first, right? Diana crossed her arms and waited for me to make a choice. I decided to believe her for now. I'd find some hint in this conversation. What do you mean, take my memories?
Well, we demons can't have just anyone knowing about us. You have to completely devote your soul to learning about us. And even then, it's not always guaranteed that you can be granted knowledge of us.
Granted knowledge of us? What makes me not deserving to know everything? I was attacked by devils. I found the boys in my house wounded and sheltered them. I think I deserve to remember these moments. Diana let out a laugh, running a hand through her hair before looking back to me, amused.
You were attacked by a gang and were almost killed. You found 5 homeless men and let them stay in your home. There's nothing special about either of these instances.
No, they're pretty special. Yes, there was!
A human like you can't understand the rules. The boys themselves aren't even aware of the rules. They'll learn soon enough.
Diana flipped her hair before looking at me with a stern look.
Listen, sweetie. You're not going back to bed or leaving this house with those memories. I'm taking them from you, one way or another.
I glared, standing my ground. You're not taking my memories! I'm not letting you take them!
And what do you plan to do with them, huh? Tell the press? Gossip to your friends that demons exist? Confess to your parents that you had demon servants and were almost killed by a devil gang?
Okay, bitch. Now she was making me mad. Did she seriously think I was this stupid? These memories were precious to me, and I wasn't going to let her win over my mind. These memories are important to me. I know that other creatures exist. I know that magic exists. I'm more open-minded now.
Open-minded or gullible?
What does she mean by that? The point of being open-minded was to be open to all thought. How is that anything close to being gullible?
There is nothing to learn from remembering the boys that won't bring trouble. I'm merely saving you from that. There are more than just demons who want to keep their existence a secret. There are many creatures in this world that don't want to be known of. And you remembering a small fragment is not acceptable to them without good reason.
Diana smirked.
If you would have kept the boys, or at least had one of them around, they'd be a little more lenient to listen to your pleas. However, you're about to go into tomorrow without any of them around.
Oh, hell. I really should have made different choices then if that was the case. I couldn't believe my ears. There were more than just demons. Other fictional creatures existed. There was a system? What? Diana sighed and snapped her fingers, lifting my body up from the ground with her magic. Oh, hell.
Look, I can kill you and no longer waste what little time I have, or I can erase your memories and go on with my life. I have more important things to do above arguing with you.
No, let's talk some more, please. Oh, I don't like the sound of that. I looked down at the ground to see something that made every nerve in my body quickly shake in fear, and probably pee a little bit. On the ground was a large open mouth with sharp, wet teeth leading to an empty black abyss. I could feel the heat from the mouth's breath pant against my floating body. Ah, no! I looked to Diana, who was looking at me with a stern and almost heartless gaze.
Make a choice, sweetie. Give up your memories, or be a demon snack. I warn you, he's quite the biter.
I was panicking. I was about to die. Again! The boys weren't here to protect me. What was I going to do? Guys? I feel at this point I've made like 1 billion mistakes so far in this game. Like 1 billion trillion mistakes. You can't see it right now, but I'm literally shaking my head. Just not cool! I want to keep my memories, guys. I want more things to happen, but I'm pretty sure I can't beat her. I'm pretty sure I can't beat her. I mean, I only learned magic like yesterday. And whatever magic I had to protect me was protecting me against Malix. And I don't think Malix is just from what's going on, I feel like Malix is nowhere near as powerful as her. I hope this isn't a time limit thing. Make a deal with Diana, fight, or give up the memories. If I give up the memories, the game is definitely over. If I fight, I'm probably going to die. Probably going to die. Well, this option is looking the most preferable right now. Make a deal. Then I remembered demons have a conscience. They weren't heartless without reason. She had to be reasoned with. She seemed like a businesswoman. Yeah, okay. Wait!
What? You're wasting my time.
What about a deal, huh? Oh, she's not happy with that. Oh, Diana raised an eyebrow. She's not raising an eyebrow. She's doing the opposite of that. She's lowering it. She's not falling for it. I was afraid she wasn't the one to listen. What if she was as ruthless as I imagined her to be?
I'm listening.
Okay, we're getting somewhere. Wait, really? Was she really willing to listen to me? She didn't drop me in the pit of death, so... Well, she didn't let me out of her spell yet. Now is a good time to try Zenny to reason. Okay, these memories are precious to me, but they're not worth losing my life.
Of course.
I mean, if I die, people will wonder and try to find explanations as to why I died or where I disappeared to.
Then just hand over your memories.
What if I traded them to you instead? You seem like a reasonable businesswoman. A trade is better than forcing me to give in, right? A trade, huh? This was insane! I didn't know if she was willing to listen. She already had me hanging over a pit of death. The only thing I could hope for was her being forgiving enough to listen to reason.
Well, speak your terms. What do you want in exchange?
Can't say you. I'm pretty sure of that. Stay focused. I let out a relieved sigh. She was willing to listen further. Well, what can you give me in return for them?
I'm a demon. I can give you anything within reason. Money, men, women, power. Name it. Just make it worth the price.
This equivalent exchange crap again. Alright. I don't know if I can choose. What could she really... She can really get me anything? I began to wander in my mind. What did I want? Power, huh? Oh, man! I really could choose her or power! You know... If I was some normal human / an idiot who only cared about myself, I probably would have picked power. But you know what? Let's see where this goes. I'm gonna pick her. I mean, look at her. Her. I heard Diana stifle a laugh.
Me? Are you serious? What do you mean, me?
I looked. This is so stupid. I looked to Diana again. She was indeed scary, but she was gorgeous. Hell yeah, she was. And somehow, she interested me. I tell you, man, this main character, she and I are very similar. More so than the boys. We're very, very similar. I mean, you staying with me for a little while. I want to get to know you and these rules you're talking about.
A human wanting to know more about a demon and the rules. You're really trying to step over your place, especially if you'll be losing those memories in the end.
I'm serious. I'll give you my memories and energy if you stay for just a couple of days. A day even. It'll be worth it.
Completely willingly?
Completely willingly.
And if you don't fulfill your end of the bargain?
Ah, hell. Then you could feed me to your pit beast. Did I really say that? Did that really slip out of my mouth? I told you guys, she's very similar to me. It has to be. Was I really wanting to put my life back on the line? If it meant keeping my memories for a little longer, then yes. Diana looked at me, scanning my body with her eyes for any signs of false intent. I didn't have any, so Diana sighed and snapped her fingers again. The demon below me vanished and I was slowly lowered to the ground. I looked to Diana in surprise.
You are very lucky demon magic is so finicky.
Huh? What do you mean?
Why do you think demons make deals with humans like you?
I wasn't sure. Demons were still new to me. I had heard stories of people making deals with demons and only ruin coming from it. Diana sighed.
It's one thing to take your memories or your energy. It's another for you to willingly give it. We get more for our effort if the one we make a deal with is willing. Think of it like sex. If I'm aroused and you're willing to open your legs for me, I'll get pleasure. I'll enjoy it. You might enjoy it. And it's done.
Okay, I'll be more than happy to think of it like that. Okay, alright!
But if you aren't willing and I force myself on you anyway, it's not so pleasurable for me. Even if I get what I want, it won't be as worth the effort.
Alright! So this is gonna be like sex now. Alright, let's go. Strangely, that made sense. It was very much like a business. If I had what they want, they could take it or they could take it away, or take it anyway, but not without a fight. Were they all really business-oriented? I guess so. My curiosity about demons grew as I realized what deal I had made. So you'll stay for a couple of days?
A day is enough.
Ah, hell. Come on. Yeah, sure, fine.
Yeah, sure, fine.
Yes!
Yes.
Diana looked at me up and down once again. I felt a little naked all of a sudden under her gaze, but I ignored it as she shrugged.
All right.
Cool. So for the moment, I'm not going to die. You know, I'm not sure how long I was playing this time, but I think I'm gonna take a break on this one. And yeah, I'll take a quick break, and then we'll finish up whatever's left. Something tells me I'm going to have to do certain parts of this again, so yeah. Alright guys, hopefully I'll see you again on the next part of the Seduce Me Let's Play. If you haven't yet, and I don't know why, play the game! It's free! It's free. I'm going to leave a link for you in the description. You can try it and everything. It's got wonderful voice acting, obviously. Look at it. And it's got wonderful art, too. Look at her. Look at her. You can't tell me you don't enjoy that character design, right? Come on. Anyways, the music's... I mean, I can go on and on about why this game looks pretty cool. So, I mean, but you should play it yourself. And, you know, like, subscribe on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, you know, all that good stuff, and keep track of what we're doing, especially with, you know, A.R.M.I.N coming out at some point this year. And I think that's it. Oh yeah, and if there's anything you want me to play, put a comment down there somewhere. You know, I don't know. It could be anything. It'd be like Five Nights at Freddy's or something. Actually, you know what? No, I can't believe I said that. No, I'm sorry. I don't do scary games, sorry. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take a break. Alright guys, this was fun. I'll see you guys around, okay? Bye.